So Conor McGregor, the day starts off, he's at the Vatican. He gets his kid christened at the Vatican, which is fucking awesome, right? I've been to the Vatican. What a great place that is. And Conor's pulled some strings. I don't know if you can just pay a large amount of money. I'm assuming you can. And he's got fucking christened at the Vatican. Amazing. And then he's gone out. And typically after those kind of events, and I know what the Irish are like because they're just like the English, the British, and I'm sure the Americans are exactly the same. All the family gets together. You have a few drinks. And by the way, I don't know this. I haven't spoken to Conor or anybody in his circle, but this is generally what happens at a christening. It is in the UK and Ireland. What about over here?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. It's like, it's a thing where all the family gets together and, yeah. So, I have to bail on one this weekend.
And if you have a big drunk family like mine, you get super hammered.
Anytime my family would get together for these kind of things, it would always end up violence. I swear to God, it would always end up kicking off. There'd always be a fight on the dance floor, or my mum and dad were throwing fucking plates at one another or whatever. It was always crazy. But anyway, I'm not saying that's what happened here. They went out, they had a lovely christening, I'm sure. But then they went out, okay, Conor and his wife, right? And this is all second or third party information, okay, because it's reported everywhere. And I said this on my YouTube. I said, I'm not adding to it. This is being spoken about literally all over. You go online, you're gonna see this, okay? So we'll fucking talk about it. Obviously, he's gone out. He was with this DJ Francisco Facchinetti, and they were gonna leave. And he said, "Hey, Francisco, do you want to fucking come? Do you want to come back to this party? So it is. Got a fucking great party." And Francisco Facchinetti's like, "Yes, I go." And he's like, "You fucking go, bang!" And McGregor punches him in the face, right? And then everyone dives in. And then from there, we dived in and we're diving out. Oh, here we go. I didn't like this. There it is, Francisco Facchinetti going, "Look at me. Look at my little boo-boo." Right?
I feel like he's blaming Conor for his herp.
That does look like herpes, but it does look like his teeth has hit his gum, right? That's why you wear a gum shield. He's got a little boo-boo. You know what I mean? That's like one of Lewis's injuries when he's training. Do you know what I mean? He's going like this, and he's saying he had a broken nose. I am not sticking up for Conor McGregor. I'm not here to do that. That's not who I am. Simple as that. But I don't see a broken nose. If you got a broken nose, you got busted eyes. You look like fucking Mike Perry after the Vicente Luque fight. I did not see evidence of a broken nose. I did see potential evidence of someone that's been punched, though.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it on his bottom lip as well. What he said was, the DJ said what he's most upset about, and the reason why he's suing him is because that punch could have happened to anybody. It was completely unprovoked. It could have happened to his wife, any of his friends who were with him. There was absolutely no reason for McGregor to throw that shot. It says that he hit him, he flew back onto a table and then hit the ground, and McGregor tried to continue attacking him as his friends held him back.
Yeah, and if we look at the facts that we know, right, and I'm not close to the situation, and, I do know of Conor's management, of course, but I haven't spoken to anybody. I'm basing my comments now off what we as the public know, right? So let's just take that at face value. Let's say he did just punch him out of the blue. And we have no reason to suggest that he's lying. And why is that? Well, because he's saying he's unstable. Look at the VMAs a few weeks ago with Machine Gun Kelly. He was looking a bit fucking unstable there, swinging his drinks over everyone on the fucking red carpet with a celebrity star-studded event and waving his cane around. That's not a fucking stable person. He cracks the old guy in the bar. Do you know what I mean? And this thing with the phone with a fan. There's been plenty of things. But he gets away with it. And I'm not trying to condemn Conor McGregor, right? But I know, for example, when I was younger and I was always getting into fights and I was being a little shit and I get in a little bit of trouble with the police, but then I get away with it, I'd get like a little fine, a little slap on the wrist. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? When you're getting away with it, you don't need to change. Right. And certainly when you're fucking world famous like Conor McGregor and you've got hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank and everyone's on the fucking gravy train and everyone's kissing your ass, right? It's hard to be held accountable in those kind of situations. And I feel that's kind of what we're seeing. And he's kind of, in some ways, I use the word victim very lightly, a victim of his own success, because he's not, I don't know. I'm assuming this is not, I assume it's hard for him to have real people around him that tell him what he needs to hear.
So that's super interesting to me in the sense that, like, obviously he had the Dolly incident with Khabib. He had to go to court over that. He had to go to court over the phone thing, like you said. I'm not sure if charges were ever filed with the punching the man thing. He was brought in for questioning a number of times for different cases. He has had a number of run-ins with police, but as you said, he hasn't faced any consequences. My question is there a set of consequences big enough for him to change his ways? Or is he just reached a point of money and celebrity where it's like, all right, throw 2 years at me. Fine. Like, I'll get out and keep being the same guy.
No, I don't think that would happen. And I don't think we're going to come to that either. I don't actually think any criminal stuff is going to be coming to play on this one. There's no cell phone footage around. If there was, that would have made it online by now. Let's be honest. Apparently, these guards turned the lights off when it all kicked off. And then the DJ's, Francisco Facchinetti, the fucking piece of the fucking girlfriend, she turned the lights on. She turned the lights on. And then they turned the lights off because they don't want to see this, okay? They don't want to see the melee, the punching, the fucking assault on the Francisco Facchinetti. They don't want to see it, so they turn the lights off. So there's no cell phone footage, and there's probably a reason why he hasn't gone to the police. He says he's suing him, right? And if what he said happened, then of course that is his prerogative, that is his right, and I hope he gets some money out of it. But there is also the critics would say, well, Conor's just a target. He's a target because he's a rich man, and people are always going to try and take that. And again, I'm not sticking up for Conor, but there is truth in that as well. I was targeted. I had some little shit start beef with me in the gym one day, and he got in my face and he made all kinds of threats, and I snapped and I lost my temper and I grabbed hold of him and he fucking sued me. And that ended up costing me $200,000. You know, it did cost me in the legal fees I had to pay and the $120,000 compensation I had to give him. It cost me 200 fucking grand. Oh, I know.
120 grand to grab someone.
I grabbed him by the neck. Right? Because he got right in my face, and we've talked about this years ago. He got right in my face and he squeals his head up. He said, I know where you fucking live, like that. So, and like that old fucking Clitheroe Mikey B came out. I just grabbed him by the fucking throat. And then when I grabbed him, as soon as I grabbed him, he went, help, help. He's trying to choke me out. He's trying to choke me at the top of his voice, and his demeanor changed. Anyway, then he sued me, and that's what happened. But then I saw someone, we were picking up Callum from school. And this guy comes over to me. He says, you're Michael Bisping, right? I said, yeah. He says, you had an incident, didn't you, in the gym? I said, yeah, I did. Well, where's this going? He said, the guy that's suing you, he said he works for my brother's mate. I said, really? And he said, yeah. And they actually said, oh, let's go fuck with Bisping. Come on. So it was all planned. It was all staged. And me being a fucking meathead, I fell for it. Anyway, I'm not saying that's what's happened to McGregor, but you ask Mike Tyson, you ask rich people, you ask, you know, it is a possibility, but Francisco Facchinetti looks like he got punched in the fucking head.
Well,
you know?
Yeah, he's also, you know, a famous DJ and a TV star in Italy. I don't think he's going to be the guy who's going to make himself look like, yeah, I just got like, you know, like honestly, at the end of the day, you get punched in the face and don't punch the guy back. You kind of look bad, even if it's a UFC fighter, right? Like,
yeah. No. Listen, something needs to happen because unfortunately, you know, when you're not held accountable, you don't learn, you know, and you continue to make the same mistakes. And then eventually something bad might happen, you know, who knows? Maybe he could have been connected to the Italian mob. Could have had a bullet in his head. He could have punched Francisco Facchinetti in the fucking head and he'd gone down and fell on the floor and hit his fucking head. You know what I mean? He could have hit his head and died. You know, no, it's true though. Do you know what I mean? So many different ways that could have played. He's been very lucky so far that he's managed to walk away from all of this with his freedom, without the heavy weight on his consciousness that he's actually hurt somebody. You know, and that it's all realistically they're all small little minor things, and it's a storm in a teacup, and it'll be forgotten about in a few weeks. But still, it's not a good example for the kids, man. For the freaking kids, bro.
All right. I mean, as Charles Barkley said, I'm not your kid's role model. You know, like at the end of the day, This is a guy who gets in his underwear and fights other grown men in a cage. Like if that's who you're having your kids look at as a role, like that's on you. You know, like
no, you're right. But that was a joke when I said it's not good for the kids, man. I wasn't serious. But you're right. Because I always say that. Like Sean Strickland is joining us in 5 minutes. You know, I don't agree with everything he says, but I like it because I'm a fan of him fighting. I'm not, I don't want him to be running for office, being a politician in my local area. I don't want him teaching my kids at school, but I don't mind watching him in a fucking octagon trying to smash someone's head in, right? And with the shit that he says. In fact, I even like it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my question is just like what, you know, Brian texted this to us yesterday, right? In a group message, he said, McGregor punched an Italian DJ. What an insane sentence. But it's like you run through the list of what McGregor's done, right? McGregor, you know, grabs phone from fan in Miami. McGregor punches old man at bar. How many of these headlines can we keep having before the UFC does have to step in and be like, dude, get it together? Just like Dana White has given that to John Jones. When is he going to give it to McGregor?
I don't think it's going to happen. You know, I tell you what I'm waiting for. How about one time we see it and it's against a guy that can actually handle himself? Francisco Facchinetti looks like like he couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. Machine Gun Kelly looks like he would blow away with a good fucking breeze.
He literally looks like a meerkat.
He looks like the softest human being alive. He looks like Brian with AIDS. Yes, Brian.
All right.
No, that's all.
It feels like his last 4 fights have been people who could defend themselves pretty well.
It didn't go well. But what I'm saying is, it's never a 6'6" meathead covered in steroids and tattoos and shit, is it? And he's like, yeah, you fucking come on then, let's fucking go, right? It's never that. It's fucking Francisco Facchinetti and Machine Gun Kelly and an old dude in a bar. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of my issue with it. I don't give a fuck if he's out there fighting people. I really don't. If he ends up getting in prison with the law, whatever, you know, and there's plenty of dickheads out there that want a piece. There fucking is. But he doesn't seem to be running into them. He seems to be running into people that don't want a part of it, that don't want a piece of it. You know, Francisco Facchinetti, right? He doesn't look like a fighter. He's a fucking DJ for crying out loud. Of course, some DJs can never do. But
some DJs hit back.
You understand what I mean, though?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you never.
What's the word for someone that keeps picking on someone like that? What's the word?
Starts with a B, ends with an Ollie.
Yeah, say it, Brian. Harrington.
Bully. It's a bully.
It's a fucking bully, bro. No one likes a bully. No one wants to see that. And it's true, you know, and call it what you will, but that's my opinion. When you're starting on all these people that clearly don't have the ability to fight back, it's called being a fucking bully. And then combined with that, you got your fucking team of security guards around you as well. You know, it's like, dude, just take a step back, take a deep breath, right? You've made it. You're famous. You're rich. You're generationally wealthy. You know, why are you walking through with a chip on your shoulder trying to fucking fight everyone? I was reminded, and we're going to move on in just a second, Strickland, what do you think he's going to come on time? Have you seen the movie Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember when on Dusk Till Dawn, George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino, they've kind of kidnapped that family at the start, right?
Right.
And they're in the trailer and whatnot. And I think they go into a bar, and they're sitting in a bar near the start. I've seen this movie far too many times. And the FBI have been looking for them and everything. And the old guy, is it Harvey Keitel? Yeah, Harvey Keitel turns around to him and says, are you that much of a loser that you can't tell when you've won? And George Clooney gets all mad and he's going to pull his fucking gun out. He's like, what the fuck you say? You call me a fucking loser? And he's like, no. I didn't call you a loser. I said, are you that much of a loser? You can't tell when you've won. You've got the FBI looking for you, the whole police, everyone's coming for it, and you made it. You got across the border. You got away. You've won. McGregor has fucking won at life. Do you know what I mean? He's fucking won. He's smashed it. He is an inspiration to so many people out there, to mixed martial artists. What's up, Sean? I'll finish this point and we'll be right with you. You know, he's an inspiration to a lot of people. Are you so much of a loser you can't recognize when you fucking won? Anyway, on that rather poignant quote from Dusk Till Dawn, we welcome to the show for the first time. What's up, Sean Strickland?
Oh, man, dude. What's up, dude?
Hey.
Nah, I just heard you talking about McGregor, man. McGregor is the fucking, like, pinnacle of success. And I'll tell you why, dude. Like, we're all just fucking dogs, and someone has our leash. You know, Dana's a dog to somebody. Somebody's holding his leash. I'm a dog to Dana. He's holding my leash.
Holding my leash.
The moment you become McGregor, dude, like, nobody has your fucking leash anymore. And that's like the fucking pinnacle of success. You get to do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean when you act like what the fuck you want, you have to be a total dickhead and starting fights with people that can't defend themselves.
Yeah, I mean, but like at the end of the day, don't forget, like, McGregor's like a white trash fuck who came into money. Like at the end of the day, like you can take the fucking you can take the trash out of the fucking hood, dude, but you're still trash.
Nah, no, absolutely. I mean,
I couldn't say that, dude. We're actually, I think he might own my management company. I should probably shut the fuck up.
No. I'm the same way. I'm the same fucking way because I'm like, it's tricky, innit? Do you know what I mean? But still, I'm going to speak my mind, especially when he talks shit about me online.